Mardelas. How's it going? Hobbyking Sunbird. Awful thing until you fly it. I built Chris a deadly Dudley, Chris, you know. I built him a Preston T180 a couple of years back, and as a thank you he brought me a Hobbyking Sunbird kit, and I wasn't that fussed. I'm not a Hobbyking fan. I see Hobbyking as a toy shop really. I like model airplanes, but he gave me this kit and I felt obliged to build it, and I built it and I used Poundland super glue. I wasn't overly fussed about it. I covered it, I made a bit of an effort with it. The fuselage sides, one was completely different to the other one. The slots for the tail, one was higher than the other. There was another issue with it, so I had to cut. But I looked at what looked like the correct side, and then I cut a new side to match that one. The wood is horrendous. The wood quality was terrible. The whole thing was terrible. But then you take it to a small slope in a light breeze and it's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. So yeah, crap kit, crap model, brilliant flyer. I've got a few repairs to do on the wings. Basically, the one of the fields that I fly at, there's a bank across the back of it, and as we drive out, we drive up the drive and out the main gate, and the bank there, if the wind's blowing towards that bank, I'll just stop and I'll keep this in the car and I'll stop and just throw it off the side and have an hour soaring, and it's great fun. The Sunbird was designed as an electric glider, so that should have a motor there in the front, but I don't do electric in any shape or form, doesn't interest me. So I made a balsa nose block, made it as a pure glider, and if I want to fly it off a flat field, I use a Cox 049 and a power pod, which I band onto the wings. That's why you'll notice Hobbyking Sunbird, the wings should be bolted on, but I actually put dowels through so I could band the wings on to carry the power pod. Through little taps and knocks on landings as you get on the bank when you're soaring. The wing separated there, it separated there, also split the film. So I glued that, taped it, and there was one day when I've come in for a landing, beautiful, nice clear flat area, and there was just this little bit of rod, steel rod for some reason sticking up out the ground, and I found it. I mean, it's like looking for a needle in a haystack, but I found it. And it broke the leading edge there. So I sort of taped it up to get flying. So I knew that the wing spars would be enough to keep the wings together. So yeah, we're going to strip that down, repair these wings and recover them, and get this Sunbird ready for this year ahead. Because as crap as a plane it is, it flies brilliant. So I'm gonna do it. So yeah, I'll bring you down and we'll repair this model. So see you at the bench or dining room table, because as you'll notice today we're actually in the house. So yeah, the garage is full of stuff, so I can't get in there. So I thought it's easy just bring the stuff into the house until I can get in and sort the garage out. So yeah, I'll bring you down and we'll fix your Sunbird. Okay. So the break in the leading edge was there, right? It was right there. So I'm going to cut into that, remove that out the way, find out what's going on, and I'll worry about the film after. We'll sort that out afterwards. Yeah, we're missing a leading edge there and a part of the rib. A bit more work than I originally thought then. Let's cut it back a bit further. I do want to do a proper good repair on it because, like I said, it does fly really well. Remove the sellotape. Nice one to that. Okay. I would have actually repaired this last year, but at the time I didn't have anywhere to actually work on them, to work on my models, so I just bodged them up a little bit and kept flying. It's can actually repair it properly now. So I'm going to follow that along that spar, cut the film off there and down 3 rib sections. There we go. The same at the top, might as well just cut back to the spar. That's handy. So when I looked inside, it looked like the webbing had broken, but it's not. It's actually the rib's gone back. So I've got a webbing that's sound, and the part of the rib that I was prepared to cut a new one and replace is actually there. So that's a bonus. I'll put this bit of film away here. And, I'm gonna go another bay down, I think, and make sure I get this leading edge spliced in somewhere good. Sellotape. Okay, that's the leading edge part. So that, when I looked in from the front there, looked as though the webbing had broke, but it hasn't. It's actually just that rib. So that can just lift up, be glued into place, and then we'll splice in the leading edge, put a new bit of bolster in there, sand and shape that and recover it. Simple as that. So I'll have a look at doing that now. So I'll pause you there and I'll go and find some CA that I can wick in here. I'm actually a bit unprepared, modelers. I've come down without anything CA. So I'm going to use a cocktail stick and the stick CA. So I'm just going to move that out of the way. Everywhere's broken. Put that in. Together. I'm a bit tired today. I am. I was up this morning at whatever time it was, watching the Formula One. Put some more of that into there. That's it. That's that sorted. Simple as that. Right. Now, I need to replace that bit of leading edge. It's quite hard ball today. Right, okay, what we got? We've got some strips of balsa. It's a fairly hard piece of balsa, that'll do that, I think. Right. To put that bit of leading edge in there, I'm going to cut into this at an angle, so the new one will splice into it. So put that like that. I'm moving insane. Idea on that, where that is, about there. See what we got going on here. Let's take out these two sections there, take that off there, go up to the spar, there we go, there's there. Modelers, done that part, put a bit of leading edge in, sanded it down, tidied up the ribs a little bit, it'll do, for what it is it'll do. Now we're on to this part, which has come away, look, because you just glue like the ribs together, because it's crap. So I'll re-glue that, and then I think what I'll do is cut into this and put a bit of balsa in there across the two, like recess into it in a fashion, just stop that from happening again. So it didn't take a lot to sort of open them up. So I'm just going to put some CA in there. I'm not being overly fussy with this one, it's just about getting it back on that little slope this year. In a safe manner. Together. Yeah, I think we'll recess into that. Yeah, it's quite a thick piece of balsa that on that trailing edge. So if I take a piece of balsa, that. If you can see what I mean, I'll draw around that, recess that in, and join the two with that, and that should help to keep that together. And I'll do exactly the same on the other side. Could have put a piece of thin ply just over the top of it. That wouldn't have been a bad shout actually. So yeah, if you're building a Sunbird, brace your section, because it will come apart. Turn that over. Now we're nearly through. There we go. Simple as that. Square hole, square piece of balsa. Make sure it's the right way round as we cut it, because it won't fit in the other way. Got some straddly bits. I'll glue that in there. Get my cocktail stick and use this unconventional method. fixed. That'll do. That'll do. That's not going to come apart now. So onto the other side, and then I'll get the covering iron out. So I'll do that, and we'll patch up this covering. If you get dry CA on your fingers, irritating, ain't it? All repairs are done. Let me show you those. There we go. That's all I'm going to do, and I think that will stop them from pulling apart. So that's that. Leading edge is fixed. So what I'm going to do now is, because these wings are extremely dirty, is I'm going to give them a clean, and then where I'm going to put on the new film, you know what I'm going to do, don't you? That's the one. It's my favourite thing at the minute. I think it's brilliant. So I'm going to give them a clean, so there's no dust for the glue. Go there. A bit of some tape that I need to get off. See how it comes off, look. Obviously if you're going to be gluing new film or doing a repair on that, you want to make sure it's clean, so there's something there. It's a nice clean surface for the cover grip or the glue on your film to stick to. On me. I'll give the old model a good clean down once it's all finished. But yeah. Can't be sticking new film to that. A bit of sellotape off there. Okay. Yeah, that's tight. There we go. Tell you what, for £10 a bottle, this stuff's really gone a long way for me. Good wet that is actually. Brush is a bit wet. I'll dry the brush off. Clean my brush and I haven't dried it enough. There's a bit of water in the glue. You don't really want that. It just takes much longer to dry. Better. What I should do is I shall cut some more circles, some more black and white circles, and place those. The one thing I've noticed doing this is, I don't know if you can see here, where the trim was, how much the sun's faded the film underneath. I know that does happen to all films, but it's quite a lot on this one, and this is Rick Max Aero film. So that's something I'm gonna have to. As much as I love the film, I should have to keep an eye on that. But to be fair, I've got models that have been covered in it for years, and that they don't seem to be faded. Maybe it's just this colour. Green doesn't fade. It might just be this colour, or colours like this with yellows, maybe reds, who knows. So I'll carry on doing this, and I'll come back to you when I've got some film cut and the dodgy iron fired up, and we're ready to patch her up. I'll see you in a bit, guys. Oh, we've only got the iron fired up, guys. Oh dear me. Cover grip has dried. The iron is on. Nothing's on fire. So we're good to get this patched up. Clean up, a bit dirty. Really dirty actually. There we go, that's better. Just giving it a clean. I should have cleaned it after I last used it, to be honest. Forgot. There you go, there's a little tip for you. If you do use a cover grip, make sure you clean your iron. Okay, that's that patch on the bottom. Pull that over the lead there, over the front. And then we can trim that off and put another piece on. Lovely jubbly. Okay, just trim that off. There we go. You can see the patch, but I'm not fussed. I am not fussed. Being any other model, I'd be recovering the whole wing. But this one, it's just about the fun. And it is fun, a lot of fun. Okay, around there. This is a very thin leading edge on these wings. Pull that round. Trim. Fold that back. That line there will do. Just trim that out. Here's a question for you. You leave an answer in the comments to this if you like. Is it just me, or are I'm finding these Swan Morton scalper blades just aren't lasting, not like they used to. They're dulling very, very quickly. Is that just me, or is anybody else finding that? You know. I brought some off Amazon last year. And there was not actually Swan Morton blades, there was some other brand, and they actually came with a handle, with a knife handle. It's like a copy. The two blades don't interchange. You can't put Swan Morton blades on that handle, and you can't put the Amazon blades on the Swan Morton handle. But I found those blades, that cheap copied knife and the blades that came with that Amazon one, much better than the Swan Morton blades. I used to always love Swan Morton blades. They always was sharp. They just don't seem to have that edge for me now. Okay, so there we go. You can see it there, that's it, all patched in, and over the top all patched in, and that leading edge is all fixed and sorted. So I'll carry on and cover these bits off camera, and we'll come back when we cut some circles. See you in a bit, guys. Hey modelers, I've cut some circles, and this whole area here I've covered in cover grip. Circles, honestly, really crude. All I've done is I've put a cup down like that, and I've gone round it with a knife. No specific amount, no specific colour, just random. And smaller circles, same thing. I've put that down and gone round with a knife. My compasses and stuff are all to gouge, and I couldn't be bothered to go and get them for this. It'll do the job. So basically, I'm just going to randomly place them, to be honest. There's no sort of set pattern to it, so we just randomly place the circles down. always a nice feeling, isn't it, when you've got a model and it's got damage, and you fix it. Although even though you've patched it up, you know it's going to fly again, and fly again well, like it used to. I've had to continue with the circles on the wing because, well, they was on there originally and they're on the tail. So just want to keep it as original as it was. Into view there. If you like what you're seeing, please like and subscribe to the channel. Doesn't cost anything. Hit the subscribe button. There's some really good things to come. We've got the Wellington bomber to build. That's getting ever closer. The more of these sort of models I get ready for the year ahead, the list going down, and the more the list goes down, the sooner we get to building the Wellington. So it's not going to be long. It's not going to be long. So yeah, please like and subscribe. Leave us comments. It's always nice to know what people think. That's done. Simple as that. There you go. It's another little tip for you if you want to make one wing different. You don't know what to do. Cut yourself a load of circles and just randomly place them on. No pattern to it. That's that done. Unplug the iron. Sooner we can unplug that iron, the better. Right, now that's done then, I'll give this a clean up, guys, and once I've finished cleaning it, I'll put it together on the table and I'll pan you over it so you can have a quick look at it if you're interested. So yeah, see you in a bit. Modelers, there we go. One Hobbyking Sunbird, all repaired, patched up, and back ready for the slopes or flat field 049 power. I reckon when the sun fades in patches a little bit, you'll never know. But yeah, terrible aeroplane, terrible kit, terrible balsa wood. Great little flyer, great little slope soarer for, you know, little banks and whatnot. And if you ever go like Devon, Cornwall on holidays, brilliant off the little sand dunes. And if you work at Hobbyking, why not design it 1.5 times the size, better quality, proper wood, proper design? Because I tell you what, it'd make a brilliant glider. So yeah, all done, all finished, another one down. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like I say, if you've liked what you've seen, please like and subscribe, leave us a comment, and I'll see you next time, either up the shed, on the dining table, or at the field. Catch you later, guys. Bye bye.